see blessings fall by my right hand.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kate Amwa. I hope you guys are all well and good. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome, subscribe. I'm just gonna jump straight into today's video. So basically I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day, and she was like, you know what, I'm thinking about returning back to relaxers. So for me personally, I'm a live and let live type. I was like, oh okay, cool, like I honestly don't mind. But I was just curious, so I said, so why though? And she was basically started telling me how she loves her natural hair, she loves taking care of it, she loves styling it, but when she goes out she just can't shake off that feeling of, you know, people looking at her. When she goes to work, she does work in a corporate job, they'll make comments if she's not wearing her wig, they'll be like, oh okay. Then when she'll come in a wig the next week, they'll be like, oh I love your hair like that. You know, it's things that we've kind of heard online time and again, but I just didn't know she was actually going through this in her own personal life, so I found it really interesting. Now this was a topic that I did want to speak about, just because you know how YouTube does the little suggested videos thing. I keep getting suggested videos of naturals returning to relaxers, and I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? I don't want to do that. But I think it's very important to have certain conversations online, just because I personally think, which is the topic for this whole video, I think that the natural hair movement is still very relevant. Now I know that it started a good few years ago now, and the purpose was increasing the representation of natural hair, specifically type 4 naturals in the media, online, TV, adverts, etc., and just encouraging people to embrace their natural selves. When the natural hair movement first kicked off, I wasn't very interested. I still enjoyed having my relaxed hair, my weaves, my sew-ins, etc. But as time went on, there were different factors that led to me ultimately doing my big chop. If you guys haven't seen my big chop video, I will link it above and also below. I was planning on doing a separate video just talking about the different things that led me to going on my own natural hair journey, but I just wanted to say that if you're natural, and I don't know, because she was talking about not really getting as much attention from guys, she was like, it's alright for you, you're already married, you've got your husband, he loves your hair, what about me, you know, I'm trying to find someone. And I think that these are all the reasons why the natural hair movement is still relevant. People are still being stereotyped with natural hair, especially when you have kinkier hair types like mine. I think that is still not the norm for a black girl, specifically a dark-skinned black girl, to walk around with her natural hair. It's just not the norm at all. Everyone has Brazilian, lace front, middle part, etc. So I think that it is important to have certain dialogue on things that you do honestly face on a day-to-day, you know, when you are natural. There's things that I don't talk about on my channel. I'm all about positivity, self-love, being happy. I try to be very unproblematic. But if I'm very honest, I myself have been to different events. Like I was at a wedding the other day and I could feel the stares, the looks. Like literally I was probably one of 3 out of about 150 with my natural hair, and I had it in a fro hawk. It was big, it was loud, and it was just like I started to feel a bit uncomfortable myself. Yeah, I just think this is something that a lot of naturals don't actually talk about online as much. Yeah, we do our hair tutorials, we show you guys our growth, but just talking about, you know, the truth behind being a natural in 2019, it can be difficult from a social standpoint. Now don't get me wrong, not everyone faces that. There are a lot of thriving communities where it's like, oh yeah, you're natural, hey girl, I love your hair, I love your curls. I was working in a head office of a bank, and I would go on a train in the morning and I'd always come across this natural haired lady. Them days I still had my shaved cut, and her hair was, I think, pretty much how mine is now. I would always see each other and just give each other that little smile like, hey girl. But then I would get on the train, I'd get to work, and then I'm in the work environment and I'd get the looks, the stares, and the backhanded compliments. Or I remember one time when my hair started to grow out a bit, it was at the awkward stage, and my manager was like, are you gonna cut it again? I liked it when you cut it, you know, it was a fresh look. Now, you know, it's starting to grow, and I was just thinking, you know, it's my hair. I can do what I want. I plan to grow it out. But if you're not thick-skinned, or you know, you're still struggling with that whole change in identity, I mean, big chopping, if you big chop, be prepared to go through a whole journey of different emotions. In the beginning, I loved it. Then there was some days when I was like, oh my gosh, I look like a guy. There were some days where I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I just need a wig. And I do believe that's something that a lot of naturals do go through. And it's just about speaking about it more, being open and honest, and having that sense of community to show you that you're not alone. You know, we all go through these different phases. As my hair's starting to get longer, I'm kind of relying a lot more on putting my hair up in a puff like this, which I feel is a lot more socially acceptable. When I go to pick up my kids from school and nursery and my hair's like this, everyone's kind of like, oh, hey, hi. But when I go there in a fro or in a mohawk, I get the looks. So I think that is common, and it's just the way society is. And having this conversation with my friends just highlighted to me why we do need to keep the conversation going. There's still kids that are being kicked out of school for having natural hair. There's still people at work that are being discriminated against for having their natural hair. And until that stops, I think there's still room for conversation and the natural hair movement to thrive. I think a lot of people are going back to relaxers not just because they find it difficult styling their hair or they prefer straight hair. I think a lot of them are just giving into that social pressure where they feel that, raw, like I used to get much more attention when I had my weaves or I had my relaxer. I didn't used to get looked at in this way. I didn't used to get treated this way at work or in the office or school, college, wherever you may be. And I think it's quite sad that we can't just be our authentic, natural selves without having that burden. There was even a point in our conversation where she asked me if I felt that me going natural has affected my daughter, and I really do think it has. That was a video I was gonna record for you guys, just how I feel that me going natural has impacted my daughter's life. If you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, it was just such a really good conversation. We got to get a lot off of our chest. At the end of the conversation, she was like, you know what, I really don't want to relax my hair. I was just giving in to, I don't know, social media pressure, etc. So she is in fact going to stay natural. But even though that wasn't my initial intention for the conversation, it just showed me that we do need to have more space and conversations just to encourage one another on our journeys, to share different encounters that we have, to show each other that we're not alone on this journey. I do think that sometimes I do take it for granted that the person that's closest to me, my husband, he's very supportive of my hair journey. He's the one that cut my hair to begin with. He's the one that says to me, you know, why don't you wear the fro hawk? I like when you do that style. But there's a lot of people that don't have a close network that can encourage them, make them feel beautiful when they first big chop or when they're at the awkward stage. So I just want to create a space on my channel where we can have those conversations in the comments and encourage each other, share with each other, and just grow and be happy together. That being said, I do want to create more videos like this, just speaking on different topics to do with natural hair in our day-to-day lives, because I think that's all it needs, just someone to listen to you or to share their experiences to encourage you on your journey as well. So yeah, that's what I plan to do here on my channel going forward, just because I've seen the effect that it can have, just one conversation can have on someone's self-esteem. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had any negative experiences since big chopping or being natural, and let's just encourage one another down in the comment section below. That is about it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, I hope you hit the subscribe button below for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and stay blessed.